Some people are born with a clock ticking louder than the rest of us. They move faster, love harder, and burn with a brilliance that suggests they know, on some subconscious level, that their time is short. James Dean was one of those people. He wasn't just a movie star. He was a lightning bolt that struck Hollywood and changed a landscape of American culture forever. And he did it all in just 14 months, with only 3 films. But if you look at his life, his choices, and the desperate speed with which he lived, you realize that James Dean wasn't just a rebel. He was a man who knew he was running out of time. To understand the ghost of James Dean, you have to look at the boy from Indiana. Born in a small town, he lost the anchor of his life, his mother, at the age of 9. He was sent away on a train, sitting next to her casket, to live on a farm with relatives. That kind of abandonment leaves a hole in a soul that no amount of fame can ever truly fill. It created in him a restless, nervous energy. He was a boy looking for a father's approval and a mother's warmth in every camera lens he encountered. By the time he reached New York and later Los Angeles, he wasn't just acting, he was bleeding on screen. When he walked onto the set of East of Eden, Hollywood didn't know what to do with him. He didn't stand tall like John Wayne or speak with the polished grace of Cary Grant. He mumbles, he hunched, he cried. He brought a raw, uncomfortable vulnerability to the screen that made the old guard of Hollywood nervous. But for the youth of the 1950s, he was a revelation. Or he was the first actor to show that it was okay for a man to be broken. He represented a generation that felt misunderstood by their parents and ignored by society. He wasn't just playing a character, he was playing them, but there was always a shadow following him. It was a shadow cast by his obsession with speed. Dean was addicted to the thrill of the edge. Whether it was on a motorcycle or in a race car, he seemed to find peace only when he was close to the limit. He famously bought a Porsche 550 Spider, a silver streak of a car that he nicknamed Little Bastard. Friends warned him. Alec Guinness, the legendary British actor, saw the car and told Dean, "If you get into that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week." It was a chilling prophecy that came true almost to the hour. The most haunting piece of evidence that Dean knew his time was limited is a public service announcement he filmed just weeks before his death. In the video, he sits in his cowboy gear, playing with a lariat. He talks about the dangers of speeding on the highway. Instead of his usual cool, detached persona, he looks directly into the camera. He says the words that still echo through history. "Take it easy driving. The life you might save might be mine." He was supposed to say yours, but he changed it to mine. A slip of the tongue, or a message from a soul that already saw the end of the road. On September 30th, 1955, the clock finally stopped. Driving his Little Bastard to a race in Salinas, California, Dean was involved in a head-on collision at a quiet intersection. He was only 24 years old. He died before his 2 greatest films, Rebel Without a Cause and Giant, were even released. He became the first actor in history to receive a posthumous Academy Award nomination. And then he did it again a year later. We often wonder what James Dean would have become. Would he have been a director? Would he have grown old and cynical like the industry he challenged? But perhaps the tragedy is exactly why we still love him. Because he died young, he never had to face the indignity of fading away. He is frozen in time, the eternal teenager, the forever rebel. He lived his life at 100 miles an hour because he knew that a slow life was never an option for him. He was a shooting star that chose to burn out rather than fade away, leaving us with a question that still haunts the hills of Hollywood. What would the world look like if he had just slowed down? Rest in peace, Jimmy. You made it to the finish line, but the world wasn't ready to let you go. You proved that even a short life can be a masterpiece, provided you have the courage to live it with your eyes wide open and your foot all the way down on the gas.